Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Penny. I am a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon. Today I'm going to share with you something really exciting. I am going to share with you the best ingredient I have added into my skincare routine in a very, very long time. I am going to be 47 years old in November, and my number one concern for my own skin used to be hyperpigmentation, and now it is sagging skin. And I know that there are a lot of you out there that feel the same way. It's the laxity, the crepiness, the lack of firm skin, especially along the jawline. For me, it's also around my mouth area. I'm just starting to notice sagging. And so it's been my quest to figure out the best ways to combat that laxity. This ingredient that we're going to talk about today is affordable, and it really has made a difference in the firmness of my skin. So I'm super, super excited to share that with you. If you happen to be new here, I hope that you will consider subscribing to this channel. We do all kinds of fun skincare content here, and whether you are 20 years old or you are 70 years old, it is my mission to empower you to have the very best skin, to be the best version of you that you can be. I hope that you'll follow me over on Instagram as well. I will put my Instagram handle in the description box, and I hope that you'll check it out because I share all kinds of other skincare content over there on a regular basis. So let's get into it. What is this ingredient? It is DMAE. Now, I'm not going to even try and pronounce DMAE in its full length, but just DMAE. Now, I told you in my sagging skin video a couple videos back, and I will link that the muscles on your face are attached to the skin on your face. And that is so, so important when we're doing things like microcurrent, because if we lift the muscle, we lift the skin on our face. That is not true in our whole body. The muscles are not attached on our whole body to the skin on our whole body. But on our face, muscles are attached to each other and they're attached to the skin. So it all kind of can move together, right? As we age, we know several things start to break down. We lose collagen, we lose elastin, we also just lose muscle tone. It starts to atrophy. Gravity is working on us, and our muscles become elongated and they're not as taut and tight and short, right? So that's where microcurrent comes in. Well, DMAE is a derivative of a B vitamin, choline. Now, choline is the precursor to another chemical called acetylcholine. Now, that chemical is a neurotransmitter and is responsible for helping the muscles, or telling the muscles to contract and to tighten, right? So as we age, unfortunately, oxidative stresses and free radicals cause our acetylcholine to break down. So that message that's getting sent to our muscles to contract and tighten and be lifted is slowly over time, along with all those other things that are happening as we age, it's breaking down. So our muscles aren't working like they did when we were younger. All of that stuff is just slowly degrading over time, which, side note, is another reason why antioxidants are so incredibly important in our skincare, because oxidative stresses and free radicals are incredibly aging. But that is a side note. Now, follow me here. So we have this breakdown of acetylcholine, right? And this acetylcholine is this neurotransmitter that is helping our muscles to contract and be young and be tight and be lifted, okay? So if there was a chemical, if there was an ingredient that we could put on our skin that would boost that acetylcholine so that it could start firing off to the muscles, telling them to go ahead and lift and tighten and tone like it did when we were younger, we would put that on our face, right? So that is DMAE. DMAE is a B vitamin derivative, choline, that is the precursor, the building block, the fundamental base for acetylcholine. Acetylcholine needs DMAE to function. It needs it to be. Okay, so you apply DMAE topically to your face. It boosts your acetylcholine. Your acetylcholine sends these messages to your muscles to contract, and it fires off and helps them to do their work and be tightened and be lifted. And that results in a lifted appearance on our face, because the muscles on our face are attached to the skin on our face. They're attached to each other and they're attached to the skin on our face. So if the muscles are working better on our face, a la microcurrent, or if there's a chemical that can help them to work better, then we will have a lifted face. We will have a more toned face. We will have more firmness. Now, You do not have to just believe me. There are actually studies that have been done that show this. Now, there was a study done in 2002. I'm going to put these up on the screen. There was a study done in 2002 that the conclusion was 3% DMAE increased skin firmness. There was a study done in 2005. Again, 3% DMAE caused good firming. Now, there's also a study in 2009 that basically determined that DMAE actually thickens the dermis. Okay, so a thicker dermis definitely will improve the look of our skin. As we age, our dermis thins, and it contributes to this look. Now, the thing that you do need to know also is that there was a study done in 2007 that showed that as you increased the percentage of DMAE, there is a chance that our fibroblasts proliferate less. Our fibroblasts are responsible for collagen, they're responsible for elastin, they're responsible for all kinds of things in our extracellular matrix. All of these components make up this soup stew of, what keeps us youthful, right? Well, as we age, our fibroblasts proliferate less and, all these things start to go downhill. The study in 2007 did say that as we increase the percentage of DMAE on the skin, it was not a good thing. And it also caused cell death of fibroblasts. So we do have that one study, and I will link all of these in the description box because I think that it's important that we know the whole picture. We know all of the things that are positive, but we do want to at least acknowledge that there was a study that was done that wasn't, glowing about DMAE. Now, I want to tell you that my personal experience with DMAE has been incredible. I really notice a huge difference in my skin when I apply this. And I don't mean just over time. I notice it in the same day that I use it. I put DMAE on my face and my neck, and my skin is more taut that day. Now, I also know that there are long-term results because what that DMAE is doing is, number one, it's helping to protect the cells from stress inside. And number two, it is also helping that acetylcholine to fire off and cause our muscles to contract more regularly, like when we were younger, which is like taking them to the gym constantly. So, meaning over time, I know that the tone and the firmness of my face is going to improve. Now, I have tested out 3 products, and I want to rank them for you. These 3 products are all DMAE based, and they are all relatively reasonable priced, right? So the 3 that I'm going to talk about, number 1 is from Dr. Pickart, and it's called 2-timing tightener. I don't know where he comes up with these names, but 2-timing tightener. I got the 2 times version as I was still studying DMAE. So this version actually has 6% DMAE. And knowing what I know now about that 2007 study that basically said less is more, you don't need to go way high in your percentage of DMAE. That could actually have a negative effect on your skin. I probably wouldn't have ordered his 2 times, and just to be on the safe side. But I did, and I have used it, and I have liked it. Now, this is what the Dr. Pickart's product looks like. It is 1.7 ounces and it's $45, and it comes in a pump like this. I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of serum-y. Hopefully you'll be able to see how it runs. Do you see it running there? So it's not super thick, it is not sticky, and I usually use 2 pumps. I put it all over my face and my neck, all the way to my collarbone, and then I let it completely dry. Okay, so that is my 3rd one, meaning this is the lowest on the list of the 3 that I have. My second on the list is from Kate Ryan. This one is called 4% DMAE Firming Repair Serum. Looks like this. I'm going to put the price and the ounces up on the screen. It comes in a dropper form like this, and it is definitely also similar consistency. It's very watery serum, very, very similar consistency to the Dr. Pickart product. And this one has so many other amazing ingredients in it. So it is 4% DMAE, which frankly, I kind of like that percentage better than the 6 because of that 2007 study. My number 1 is actually from Derma-e, and it is the least expensive. Funny enough, the ranking here, my least favorite is the most expensive. And then the one that I like the most is from Derma-e, and that is just crazy. Now this one does have a downside, you guys. This one actually does have fragrance oils listed as the very last ingredient. It says natural fragrance oils, and I can tell you that what I smell in here is lavender. I definitely smell that in there. It reminds me very much of if you've ever walked into an Aveda salon, or if you go to your esthetician and they have some, fragrance oils going, because lavender is super calming as far as aromatherapy is concerned. So that is in here. Now, the other thing that is in this Derma-e product is alpha lipoic acid. This will be a completely another video. I'm going to be talking about that ingredient. ALA is incredibly good for texture. It can really, really help to improve the texture of your skin. This one has 1% ALA in it. And then they don't tell us how much of the DMAE is in here, but what I can tell you is I put this one on and I really notice a tightening in my skin. I put it on and I try to let it sit for a little while before I go on with any of the rest of my skincare routine. My face feels tighter in a really good way. Now this one also comes in a pump. It is 2 ounces and I want to say it's $23. So it's the most affordable of all 3 of them and you get the most product, right? This one is in lotion form, which is kind of interesting. So it's not a serum, but when you rub that in, I don't know if you can tell, it is extremely thin. It's not thick. It doesn't leave you with a layer of anything on your skin. It just kind of disappears almost like a serum, but it definitely is a lotion. It's a very interesting consistency. And I can even feel on my hand right here, you guys, as this is drying, I sort of feel a tightening. Now that could just be the formulation itself. Maybe as it dries, that's what I feel. And maybe it's psychosomatic because I know that there's DMAE in there. I don't know, but I definitely notice an improvement in the tone and the firmness of my skin when I use this one. So what you need to know about this Derma-e is the alpha lipoic acid, ALA, it is in here in the 1%. It can cause a little bit of like tingling or heat. I definitely notice it. In fact, the first time I used it before I really scoured the ingredients, I was thinking that maybe there was some kind of menthol in there or something because it's almost cooling and warming feeling. And I don't want that in personally in my skincare, but I'm pretty sure it's the ALA in there that's giving that kind of cooling, warming effect. You know what I mean? Like an icy hot almost kind of thing. Anyway, you need to know that about this. So sometimes people with sensitivities have a hard time with that. So if you are super sensitive, you might want to do a patch test of this one. Also, ALA in general can, you want to be careful of that and be aware that for sensitive skin, people like ultra sensitive skin, this also has what I smell to be lavender, and that can be sensitizing over time. So patch test if you have super sensitive skin and you're considering using this one. So those are the 3 products. That is how I would rank them. Now, I definitely want you to check out those studies in the description box because it's really important to get the full picture here. There are good studies, and something else that I do want to point out is when I'm looking at these studies, I do try to look at who did the study, of course. Now, one of these studies was done by Johnson & Johnson. Well, you got to kind of question that. However, if it's a double-blind placebo-controlled study, there's still value in it as far as I'm concerned. But it's always a good idea to see who was doing the study and what was in it for them. That's super, super important. But I will list those in the description box. Let me know if you have used DMAE, what you've experienced with it. So between microcurrent, liposomal vitamin C, DMAE, I'm telling you guys, we can have firmer skin. We can. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I will talk to you in my next skincare video, and I hope that you stay safe and healthy and take care.